we typically do is we will live stream the first 30 minutes or so, up to and including the 1-minute pitches from the startups. And we will then cut the live stream and we'll go into closed door sessions where our judges will be able to interact directly with the companies. We're having 4 rounds. Each round is 20 minutes, where the startup will get 5 minutes to present, and we will then follow that with 15 minutes or so of Q&A. We have a number of judges who are judging for the first time. So for those of you to whom this may all seem a little bit strange, not to worry. We will get all of our judges onboarded in about 20 minutes to half an hour. So today is, as I mentioned, our very first pitch event for this for 2025. It is focused on certain clinical themes and disease areas. We will focus this particular event on chronic disease management, radiology, neurology, imaging, diagnostic imaging, GI, ObGyn, urology. But we will actually cover several other areas as well. So we will also, we couldn't list them all here. We will also cover respiratory care. We will also cover critical care medicine. And we will also cover renal care and as part of this particular pitch event. So before we go into the details of what's going to happen during today's session, as I mentioned earlier, please rename yourselves. This is particularly important for the startups because Bernice will be moving you around during our breaks to make sure that you go into the right rooms and you're presenting to the right groups of judges. So just right-click on your name, put a dash and the name of your company. Right, so let's get started. For those of you who may not be familiar with MedTech Innovator, we are the world's largest competition and accelerator for traditional medical devices, digital health, and in vitro diagnostics. We are headquartered in the US, and we've been running the Asia Pacific program since 2019. Globally, we have well over 500 reviewers, judges, and mentors, and we have 38 of those judges on our call with us this morning. We've had with 2025, we now have close to 15,000 startups that have applied to the program over the years. We're in our 12th year of operation, and we have 717 alumni companies, and that's as of December of 2024. Those 717 companies have gone on to raise 9.1 billion in follow-on equity. 96% of them are still active. And we've had 52 acquisitions. In fact, the last acquisition, just interesting data point here might interest some of you. The last acquisition happened yesterday. Boston Scientific acquired SonyView, I think it is, in the area of renal denervation for $540 million. They were not in our APAC program, but they were in our US program. So 52 acquisitions. We had an acquisition of VinBrain, one of our APAC cohort companies out of Hanoi, Vietnam in December, where they were acquired by NVIDIA. So typically, because we are led by industry and our corporate partners, many of whom you will meet later this morning, you'll find that many of the startups that apply are a little bit later stage. So typically 1 in 3 of our applicants are revenue generating. This is the process that we're currently going through. So we have had well over 500 applications this year, which is a record number. We are now starting our pitch events, and we have and will be inviting 60 companies to present over the next 2 months. And 10 out of those 60 you will get to meet today. Once they've all presented, and that will take us to about May, we will then, as I mentioned earlier, we'll then sit down with our corporate partners and identify the 20 best companies out of the 60 that will get selected for the accelerator. It is a 4-month virtual accelerator that's bookended by 2 in-person events. Our kickoff is in Mountain View, Silicon Valley, just south of San Francisco, and our grand finals will take place in Singapore in October. I won't go through this in detail. Our startups will have seen this. Our judges are probably quite familiar with this. But these is just to give you a flavor of the types of metrics that we look at, that our reviewers look at as we evaluate the companies that will be selected to pitch, and as we evaluate the companies that do pitch. These are some of the dates. You'll find some of these on our website. We are now, as I said, at obviously pitch event number 1, 5th of March. Our events will wrap up on the 23rd of April. I just wanted to mention that not all of our pitch events are going to be virtual and online like today. We will be hosting our in-person 2-day pitch event, MedTech Spotlight, in Singapore on the 25th and 26th of March. So we hope to see many of our judges back for that event. And part of that, like last year, will be open to the public. Innovator Summit, then end of June, and the Accelerator program, as I mentioned, will be June through to October, and the grand finals will take place in Singapore end of October. So this is a photograph from our Innovator Summit in 2024. For the startups, keep these dates in mind and block your calendars. If you do get accepted to our accelerator, we expect all of our cohort companies to attend this particular event in Mountain View at the end of June. Finally, a few photographs from our events in the past year. Some of these were taken here in Singapore, some were taken in San Francisco. There are multiple opportunities to interact with our ecosystem, with our judges, with your peers, and we'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Now, I wanted to extend a big thank you to our partners, without whom none of this would be possible. So a shout out to Johnson & Johnson MedTech, B. Braun, Siemens Healthineers, Teleflex, Cambridge Consultants, and our government partner Enterprise Singapore, as well as our preferred partner Spurwing, and new on board this year, welcome to the Mullings Group. And you will hear from each of our partners during the breaks. I'll call on a representative from each to tell us a little bit about your organization. So thank you again for being part of this and taking a part both in reviewing, in judging, as well as in mentoring. Now, with that, I'd like to introduce all of you to our judging panel. So we are very excited to have 38 judges with us today. The ones in bold are our corporate partners. So we have Ashley Whittorf and Rachel Watanabe from J&J. We have Esther Kong from B. Braun, Matsui-san from Cambridge Consultants. We have Dr. Felix Winkler and Rami from Siemens Healthineers, as well as AJ from the Mullings Group. And we have a number of other individuals here as well. I will not go through all of them. And this is only page 1 of 2. But again, a warm welcome to all of our judges. We are thrilled to have you join us today. And to our startups, you will have access to what we call our bio book, where you can read up on the bios of every individual judge, as well as find their contact details. And for our judges, of course, you have access to that same bio book, where you are able to read up on the bios of the founders and the CEOs and the presenters of our startups. So with that, let me introduce you to the 10 companies that you will meet today. So we have companies here from India, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, Australia, as well as the Netherlands, ranging across a relatively broad set of clinical areas of focus, as well as technologies. You will hear from each of them in just a moment. So if I'll ask our 10 startups to be on standby, what we will do now is we will give each of them 1 minute to introduce themselves and introduce their company. But one of the reasons we're doing this is, as I mentioned earlier, not all judges will have the opportunity to meet with all 10 companies. The judges have selected the top 4 companies that they would like to meet, but we want to make sure that the judges have an opportunity to hear from all 10 companies. And because we're also live streaming this on YouTube and on LinkedIn, it is an opportunity for you to present your company to a broader audience. Now, I'll call on each of you, and we will do this in alphabetical order. So there's no sort of other agenda here. Everyone gets an opportunity to present, and we'll do it alphabetically, but you will only have 60 seconds. So at the end of 1 minute, I will interrupt you. So try to wrap up within that period of time. So I will share my slides, and I will call on the 10 companies, and I will begin by calling on Kaushik from Canary Biosensors. So if we have Kaushik here, good morning.
Yeah.
And
hi, Frederick.
Morning. You have 1 minute.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. We are Canary Biosensors. We are first-of-a-kind company trying to transform kidney care with remote monitoring. Our mission is to empower early detection and proactive management, reduce hospitalizations, and to improve patient lives in dialysis care. The first the device, the point-of-care test, CreaDetect, is a rapid creatinine test that enables early screening and monitoring kidney dysfunction using a simple finger prick. Complementing this is our Canary DX wearable patch that continuously monitors fluid balance, cardiac function, allowing clinicians to fine-tune dialysis ultrafiltration targets and adjust diuretic use in real time to prevent fluid overload, which is the primary cause of hospitalizations and heart failure in dialysis patients. Together with our AI-driven Canary Care platform, we provide actionable insights for personalized, proactive patient management to transform kidney care. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaushik, for that. Looking forward to hearing more about Canary Biosensors during the breakout sessions. Next up, we have Endosemio, and I believe we have Ruby Hung from Taiwan. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning. So, hi everyone, I'm Ruby, CMO for Endosemio. At Endosemio, unleash the power of real-time medical imaging for the tiniest airway. So there's around millions of newborns each year they require intubation at birth. However, this procedure must be done within only 20 seconds, but current tool failed to do so. So at Endosemio, we use our miniaturized endoscope with the precise placement to make the procedure safer, faster, and better. And also we currently already submitted FDA and waiting for approval and looking forward to expand it to APAC and beyond. So if you are really interested in, please join us and let's redefine neonatal respiratory care together for the future generation. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Ruby. So next up, we have Huron from Korea, and I believe we have Dr. Donghoon Shin here. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Donghoon Shin, a founder and CEO of Huron. At Huron, we believe that brain health is vital for a better quality of life. We empower patients with AI-driven tools for clinical decision-making from neurological emergencies and to neurodegenerative disorders. Today, I want to highlight our work in Parkinson's disease. Early and accurate diagnosis is critical for managing Parkinson's disease and slowing down the progression of disease. However, traditional diagnostic methods can be time-consuming and subjective. That's where Huron Aging Care Suite Parkinson comes, in which it consists of Huron IPD and Huron NI. Huron IPD and NI offer a comprehensive approach to Parkinson's disease assessment. IPD aids in diagnosis, while NI allows for assessment even in asymptomatic stages. We believe Huron Aging Care Suite Parkinson represents a significant advancement in Parkinson's disease diagnostics. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Shin. So we will move on to Hiki from Japan, and I believe we have Dr. Kentaro Hayashi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good morning.
Yep, thank you. So hello, everyone. I'm Kentaro Hayashi, a CEO of Hiki from Japan. So we originate from University of Tokyo Biodesign team, and we are developing a medical device to treat central sleep apnea. So the central sleep apnea is a highly related heart disease, and if they have central sleep apnea, every 4 patients out of 5 will die of this central sleep apnea in 4 years. However, the problem is that there is still no widely accepted treatment for it because with a several serious problem for current treatment. So to solve the problem, we are developing a leadless frank nerve stimulator for more reliable effect and 50% reduction in complications and 1/3 insertion time. So I would like to present in detail for you all, Laila. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Hayashi. Great innovation. Looking forward to hearing more about that during the breakout sessions. Next up from Australia, we have Kali Healthcare and Dr. Emerson Keenan. Morning, Emerson.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Emerson Keenan, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kali Healthcare. At Kali Healthcare, we're developing a wearable device and digital health platform to transform how obstetric care is delivered. I'm honoured to work with a multidisciplinary team of obstetricians, midwives, and engineers who together are developing better technology for pregnancy monitoring. We've already made significant strides so far, having successfully completed clinical and usability studies for our technology, raising $1.1 million in pre-seed funding from the University of Melbourne and the Victorian Government, and recently securing a $2.65 million grant from the Australian Government. These achievements are now helping us complete the pivotal clinical study for our product and develop partnerships with leading clinical experts in both the US and Australia. Today, I'm excited to share with you how our work at Kali Healthcare is shaping the future of pregnancy monitoring and to learn more from the MedTech innovator community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emerson. That was very fast, and appreciate that. Very exciting. Looking forward to hearing more about that. Next up, we have our second company from Korea. We have Medintech and Stephen Chun, I believe. Good morning, Stephen.
Hi, I'm Stephen of Medintech. Have you noticed that endoscopes haven't gone through any remarkable innovation while surgeons are busy adopting robotics and radiologists are embracing AI diagnostics? So we are here to pose a challenge on that with the world's first robotic and AI-driven endoscope. To robotize our endoscope, we've invented motorized platform as a powertrain and integrated AI as a brain. Our software-driven system also eliminates many mechanical parts, making the scope much lighter and ergonomic. The result? Everything's under automation now. Auto steering for navigation and auto targeting on any suspicious tissues, automatic air, water, and suction, and automatic cancer detection, or in a lightweight ergonomic design that minimizes doctor's fatigue as well. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Stephen. Next up, we have Misty from Australia and Dr. Anushi Rajapaksa.
Hi,
Anushi,
Frederick.
good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me and see me.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Anushi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Misty from Melbourne. Misty is developing a nebulizer mask that can be worn that delivers medications on demand and on the go. I founded Misty based on my lived experiences with my son who suffered a number of respiratory conditions. I really wanted to keep him home as long as possible, but still ensure that he received the best care possible. Working at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne over a decade, I realised that I was not alone. Globally, 1 in 9 children suffer from conditions like asthma. Current respiratory technologies do not adequately address the increasing and changing patient needs. So I co-invented MedMisty, the technology that you can see on the slide, which is essentially a unique mesh-free technology that is both efficient and is able to deliver medications that are complex and including biologics to enable continuous clinical care beyond the hospital. And I'm really excited to be here because our core interest is in APAC and would love to have a chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Anushi. Very exciting. We're moving on here. And next up, we have Olive Healthcare, and I believe we have Sang-Hoon Han here from Korea. Sang-Hoon, good morning. Over to you.
Morning. Hello, I'm Sang-Hoon. I'm Global BD Manager at Olive Healthcare. Today, I'm excited to introduce CenterVue, which is our breast imaging device, and share our vision for breast cancer detection. CenterVue leverages near-infrared imaging, which is an optical technique that detects physiological signals associated with cancerous tumors instead of detecting the structural morphology of them. And we examine these angiogenesis biosignals at the molecular level. We finished pivotal clinical studies in Korea and are currently awaiting regulatory approval. We believe this approach addresses key clinical challenges in the current breast cancer care pathway, in screening, diagnosis, treatment decisions, and patient management, and can deliver significant value to both patients, providers, and payers, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region where there is a growing need for effective breast cancer imaging solutions. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sang-Hoon, for that. Very interesting. Next up, from Australia, Pretech Devices. I believe we have Dr. Nipanjana here. Good morning.
Hello. I'm Dr. Nipanjana Patra. I'm co-founder and CEO of Pretech Devices. I'm here with my co-founder, Sam. We are a Perth-based company developing a IV monitoring system to prevent extravasation injury from IV therapy in neonatal ICU. Extravasation is a consequence of IV leakage in case of vesicant fluid infusion, and it impacts from neonates to geriatric, from critical care to surgical to CT to cancer chemotherapy everywhere. We got into this neonatal phase because both 75% of Pretech's co-founder are parents of former NICU babies. So I have been our background is in astronomy and biomedical engineering, and combined skills, we found that as parents we could solve this problem. So we started this company. I'll like to talk more about it as we go on. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. And that brings us to our final company this morning. And from the Netherlands, we have Stroke to Prevent. And I'm hopeful we have Dr. Arno Neyric here.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I have to ask you, Arno, first of all, welcome. And are you in fact dialing in from Central European time?
Yes, I'm doing
It's
that.
2:30 in the morning for you. So I just wanted to extend our sincere thanks for taking the time out in the middle of the night.
It's my pleasure to do so, and I had a good coffee before this starts. So I
Great to have you here. Please go ahead.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, my name is Arno Neyric. I'm the inventor and CEO of Stroke to Prevent. And maybe after to explain, after saving the heart, you may lose your brain. And the lack of essential information leads to this disaster and has resulted in our AV catheter solution. As medical cardiac surgery specialists, we established Stroke to Prevent, and it has resulted in a commercially available CE and FDA certified AV catheter. During cardiac surgery, we use echocardiography, but the main part is invisible that creates damage to the brain without enlightening these dangers. AVU acts in fact as car lights, preventing accidents that create brain damage. This has resulted in a 30% reduction of severe brain damage. And I will explain more to you about this during the pitch. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Arno. And thank you to all 10 companies who've just presented. This marks the end of our lightning round. So as you can see, we have some incredible innovations and technologies here that our judges will be able to hear more of during the breakout sessions. So with that, I think we are ready to, Bernice, to close our live stream. So thank you to those of you who've been watching this live on